And we are live and on time. Okay, everybody, welcome aboard. It is your host and conductor of this wild ride on this Topsy, Turvey, Tariff Thursday, Demetrius Villa, and welcome aboard to the American Rail Club. Now, it has not been a slow news week. It has been crazy. If this was originally going to be about, well, first of all, let's begin. Discord is actually working. All right, good. Everything is working so far. Everything but the YouTube chat. Let's go ahead and add in the YouTube chat there. A little quiet tonight, but definitely Discord is popping, and we're going to try to make sure that we get enough people on there. Hey, to our Jimmy. Hey, Brightline fan. What's up? Yeah, there we go. All righty. Oh, there we go. Let's let the chat come in on YouTube. But yeah, guys. So this week has been pretty hectic when it comes to the news. We have the tariffs. We have termination of the Gateway Project, or supposedly termination of the Gateway Project. And I wanted to also continue on to a point that I kind of left us all on a cliffhanger, because October is a spooky month, and this month is all about consequences. And the consequences of the actions of the people that have been in charge and what they have done to our nation. Now, we were talking about the new term that I've I thought this was not a real term, but the new term that I've learned so far that is a real term is called enshittification. That is an actual real term of what is going on to all of our products, all of our innovation in this country, and why things are starting to lag behind in terms of technology, in terms of the economy, in terms of a whole, just the way of life here in America. Okay, it's not just the technology. Yeah, this phone and everything. Yeah, whoop-de-doop-de-doo. Yeah, this hasn't really changed much in basically the last 15 years. Okay, so they add more screens or whatever, not more screens. Well, you have to double flip it phone or whatever. More cameras. It gets a little bigger. 4K resolute, whatever. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doopity-doo. But meanwhile, we have talked about how private equity and a lot of these big giant firms, these robber baron firms, the real robber barons, are basically flushing money in our fake economy as the debt rises to basically insane levels, and it's just going to get worse, by the way. Things are just continuing to get worse and worse on end. And the tariffs issue. So I'm just trying to go as quickly as I can as possible through most of these articles and try to give you guys as much time as possible on this, because the Brewers are losing, unfortunately, and I'm not probably watching that game as it is, and I watched the wrong game last Thursday. So yeah, let's keep on keeping on over here. But let's get to this. The tariffs. Let's talk a little bit about the tariffs now. Everybody's going to be talking about the tariffs and what they do and blah, 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 blah. But I'm not going to be talking too much about the tariffs, because we're actually going to talk a little bit more about the determination. I just thought the thumbnail was fun. But here we are. Maritime sector sees trade war ratcheted up. U.S. tariffs on China container cranes to as much as 270%. Wowie, wowie, wow. The crane levies, effective November 9th, come after Donald Trump set new 100% tariffs on all Chinese imports starting November 1st, firing back after Beijing announced new export controls on rare earth minerals. Which, by the way, you may want to start getting a little bit more of this stuff over here, because I don't think it's going to be coming down anytime soon. This silver and gold, so it'll be that season soon enough. But hey, not financial advice, but I think I don't see it. Yeah, you get a tariff, everybody gets a tariff. Yeah. Now, look, here's the thing. The tariffs are great and all that sort of stuff, and I'm all for the spirit of the tariffs. Wonderful. Fantastic. Wonderful. Yeah, sure. Tariffs are great if we actually had the muscle behind our economy and the muscle in our factories and our industry, and we were actually industrialized. Sure, why not? But we've done this a little backwards. And that's the thing on this channel. Look, we're all, most of us are all mostly right wing. And then for those of you guys who don't agree with DOGE or the tariffs, well, whatever. Hey, look, if you want to go ahead and see your left wing your left wing streamer, here you go.
Christ, what are you doing? being such a baby.
There's your left-wing streamer, by the way. There's your biggest left-wing streamer. Electrocuting his dog, apparently, which it seems to be more and more evidence that confirming that. He's a big... Speaking of shitification, this guy is a piece of shit, by the way. But yeah, this is another reason why we can't have these people in charge, by the way. While we're all in agreement that Trump is not doing the best, honestly, he's probably not doing it as even good at this rate. Things could be a hell of a lot worse. I'm not falling for any of this stuff, but the problem is that we've been doing this whole thing backwards when it comes to, again, believe in the spirit of the Tariffs, believe in the spirits of DOGE. But the problem is that DOGE is kind of fallen real flat. Elon Musk has black-pilled himself and frankly doesn't want to do too much right now. And Trump is starting to go a little cuckoo. He's starting to lose it a little bit. It's becoming more apparent as every day comes in. The more we see him speak, the more he gets out there. Sure, but aside from all of that, what's the next step? Well, the problem is that we're kind of stuck with this AI bubble. Here's this article, which I started laughing when I saw this in my inbox a couple days ago. Tariffs are the wake-up call supply chains needed. Okay, yes, great. We do need to up our supply chain. We do need to reindustrialize. What's the answer? AI-powered procurement aims to help enterprises react to supply chain disruptions faster. This is basically an entire ad for this orchestro. One in a million AI companies that are just coming in to get the last bits of the AI bubble before it begins to burst. Because unfortunately, it's not doing too good. I mean, they haven't been able to actually go ahead and deliver what they're on, and they've been handicapped because of the electric grid that we had, and we talked about that before. But yeah, apparently the solution that's being thrown around in the industry to fix our supply chain and to fix our industry is more AI. No, maybe, just maybe we need actual, I don't know, factories. Maybe we need that sort of stuff in our country because look, the last time we checked, here's an article about, if I can find it have it on my phone, but not on here. I mean, how many times have you heard about this, that Detroit is dying. Detroit is dying. Yes, what used to be one of the greatest cities on the planet, the richest city on the planet. Yeah, it's been dying. It hasn't been. Here we are. The notion that Detroit is in the midst of a renaissance is untrue. Part of the shrinking city has recovered, but it is relatively small. Yeah, there's not that much. And I've been to Detroit right before the coup. So that was probably right at the tippy top before things got on. Yeah, look, there's been companies that have gone ahead. Rocket Mortgage has been trying to boost it up and whatever. And they basically own a block or whatever. And then they sponsored the NFL to go ahead and do their draft over there or whatever last year or 2 years ago. But it's all fake and phony. There's no real industry going on here. Look at it. Estimated 70,000 abandoned buildings, 31,000 empty homes, and 90,000 vacant lots in the Motor City. Yeah, that's not coming back. And all the comments are all coped from, I guess, libtards that live over in Detroit. Oh, no, it's coming back. I can get my matcha at the cafe or some sort of fake economy, service economy, fake BS. AI, fake. It's not making great. I would be all for AI. For fantastic, wonderful. If we could actually build something. Okay, we're not anywhere at the point where we can actually make anything happen in this country. Now, look, there are people who are trying. There's this one guy. Here we are, Zane Hengsberger. I bring this real quick up close. Here we are. So this was an article. Based off of this article here, is Western executives who visit China are coming back terrified. We've been talking about this for quite a bit. And look, we're going less and less about talking about, well, we need to beat the Chinese. The problem is with what? With what? My focus and the focus of this channel and everything else is one thing and one thing in particular, is make America's railroads great again. Okay, let me go ahead and bring that over for everybody over here. This is what we need to be doing, is making, if you want to make America great again, okay, Trump's not doing such a great job at it. He's not done so well so far. Let's be quite honest. By the way, the government is still shut down, and where did Trump go? Guess what? To our greatest allies. Our greatest allies who we've given basically trillions of dollars for, and probably could have rebuilt our home country. But anyway, point is, everybody keeps doing this. China is so, we're coming back terrified. Okay, yeah. Okay, you can read this whole article because there's so many of this. Western executives literally shaking after visiting China. Okay, now this guy basically says it. We actually have enough robotic manufacturers in the U.S. We need more factories to implement them into. There you go. Bingo. There's the answer. 100%. So the answer is not more robots, not more AI, but more factories that integrate robotics, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. China added 295,000 industrial robots last year. The U.S. 34,000. The U.K. 2,500. Look, if I can give you guys some good news, congratulations. We don't live in the U.K. I'm sorry for the viewers that do live in the U.K. You guys are cooked. I'm sorry. That country is done. It's not coming back too well. It's done. But yeah, this is the thing that we get stuck in when it comes to this all AI crap. Okay, and found some good gems on X the last couple times. Here we are. Tadarian says it's easy to be distracted by futuristic innovations like electric cars, drone delivery networks, and hyperloops, which is dead. And we played a part in that. We played a part in killing the hyperloop. I will never let that down. We helped to kill the hyperloop. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Because it was a giant red herring. It was distracting from the rest of actual building infrastructure. The real solutions are a lot less sexy and a lot more common sense. Tech won't save us if we get the fundamentals wrong. Like, for example, say road without traffic, urban experts rethink how cities move. And guess what? Probably this whole entire article is about AI. Again, let's get back to the main crux of it. You want less traffic, it means less cars. Very simple. You want less traffic, less cars. Less cars, less people driving. It's as simple as that. Now, when it came to the electric grid, okay, Ford messed up because, speaking of over here, let me see, where is it? There we go. Here we are. Former Ford CEO says automakers went full bore into making EVs without thinking of the consumer. That's why you have a whole bunch of EVs sitting on the lot. They have one of the worst resale and depreciation values. The minute you drive off with an EV, it's even worse than a regular gas or diesel vehicle that you drive off the lot with. We've seen this before. We had when we saw the Rivians. You can buy a new Rivian for $80,000, and now you can buy a 2-year-old Rivian, which I don't recommend, by the way, for $40,000. It literally went down half price, half off. You don't see that with a whole bunch of cars. So yeah, everybody went in full bore into EVs, and it's just the whole entire U.S. Auto market went into EVs to the point that they screwed themselves over. GM is now in the hole because they went ahead and lost a whole bunch of money onto billions of dollars into an EV factory investment. And because they thought, oh, well, it was during the Biden administration, we were getting free money all over the place and free incentives to build this. And then all of a sudden it just switched like that. Now, I don't agree with either what the Biden administration did going full bore into EVs by just giving out free money to go build EV factories and everything else. Without the actual, what about the rest of the industry? What about the rest of the infrastructure that you need? And now this again has been passed on to Trump, which, look, if he wants a free win, it's to fix the electric grid because we're screwed. We're very screwed when it comes to the electric grid. We're just going to be having this. Now, I'm going back to what we talked about last week, because again, this is part of the broader issue. Okay. Much of the infrastructure is strained now. 70% of the U.S. transmission lines and transformers have been in service for more than 25 years. Okay? We're living on the bones of a country. And a lot of that, the reason is because you have all these private equity freaks that just want short-term profit. Again, we talked about this before. I got to stop saying again. We talked about this before. That's something I get off my list. But anyway, let's talk about this, because the thing is that when we have short-term profits driving everything, we're not talking about long-term investments into what it means for the rest of the country, and not just investing in money, but investing in the future of a nation. Okay. If you don't have a nation, there's nothing to really invest in, unless you're part of a rootless international clique that doesn't really care about anything. And if you parasite off of one country, oops, we'll go on to the next one. We'll go on to this and go on to that. China has done the complete opposite of that, in which they're investing everything they can into their own country. We'll get a little bit more into that because they're not really acting too communist at this point. We're getting to the point of communism because it's getting a little harder to own things, which is the exact opposite of communism. Is private ownership, and we're having less and less private ownership, mainly because capitalism seems to love communism, or at least full-blown crony capitalism. Okay, because capitalism and capital, in a sense, you're going to need. Okay, you need these sorts of things in order to make something, in order to own something, and it's biblical too. Okay, but this is what happens to CEOs, unfortunately, that call out this sort of stuff. And it says, let's be honest, this was CEO Jeff Hendricks Joe Hendricks, former CEO of CSX until he was booted out by Ancora. He said, let's be honest, the last 10 to 15 years, the main focus of the industry has been restructuring the business to get a lot more efficient and create better margins. But the problem is, that was the number one focus, and you can see all that activist activity, all the things that went on to drive that obsession, blah, 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 but it wasn't the same same drive to grow volume. But this is what happens. It's destroying stunting the railroad's growth because of that. Because if we're all just obsessed about filling out and cycling through as much profit as possible and going to stock buybacks, we're going to be stuck at the same place we were before. We're still running the same trains. We're still running the same equipment. We're running it all down to the ground because there's nothing else going on. Okay? And that's been the problem. And the thing is, when you call that out, unfortunately, what happened to Hendricks is that he got booted out. They don't like that. Now, we talked about this, and I made a little quip about this at the end, and then said, left it at a cliffhanger. But this is the same thing that's been going on, and this is a national security issue. These private equity firms are a national security issue. These Ancoras, these BlackRocks, these Vanguards, these Safe Streets, all over, are becoming a national security issue because we've been lagging behind when it comes to our military equipment and national security equipment. Now, again, let's look at this over here. Okay, and I had this. Here we are. Congress must establish ground rules that prevent military startups from exploiting the procurement process in a way that pad their bottom lines while providing flawed systems, outcomes that we've seen all too often with their rivals. Okay, and the other thing is that let me see where it was over here. Here we are. What is most important? The rush to profit from emerging military tech cannot be allowed to short-circuit the careful scrutiny and wide-ranging public debate that must precede any move toward a brave new world of autonomous warfare, blah, 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 and kill in the kill chain is significantly reduced, if not eliminated. Basically, what they're trying to say is that you cannot have private equity going ahead and taking for short-term profit what could be essential R&D to really make something legitimate and actually work in the field. But we're cycling through the same thing that's happening to CSX and a whole bunch of these other companies that are going through acidification. We're seeing that in the military. That is happening all throughout the military. And now, here we go. Strengthening defense with private capital. Look at this. China invests 43% each year of their GDP on investment. The U.S. spends about 20% of its GDP on investment. Investment capital that's used to build new factories and infrastructure. The result is that China's industrial output is now $5 trillion per year, while the United States lags at about $2.5 trillion per year. And now you have all these firms. Well, we need to go ahead and rethink the role of private capital within our defense industry. Okay, and you can see at a glance here, a growing gap between U.S. defense requirements and defense budgets will increase the role of private capital in the industry. It's going to get worse. You see what's going on in Boeing. You saw what happened at Boeing. What's gone on with the 737 MAX? Boeing is a military-industrial company. It's the same thing all around. We're not really innovating because we're stuck being thrown at the helm by these investment companies that are just all about the bottom line. And if you by any chance threaten next year's investments, or you say that, well, you know what, maybe we don't have to be growing as fast. Maybe we need to go ahead and, I don't know, reinvest back into our infrastructure instead of stock buybacks, you get booted. And this is why we're seeing this sort of stuff happen. Okay? This is what China's coming out with. This crazy sort of stuff over here, which, again, who knows how real this is? This could be fake, but apparently, look, there's no dorsal fin or anything like that. It's just a big, giant delta wing. And who knows what it is. But it seems it's flying. It's real. Meanwhile, this is just came out of Lockheed Martin 3 days ago, by the way. No, it's not a video game, apparently. They're trying to sell this thing. And it's not flying, by the way. This whatever they came out with. This is the only one that's flying. It's again CGI. This is the problem that we had with the Hyperloop. It was all CGI. That's it. So Lockheed Martin, there you go. This is what we're talking about. The best of the military-industrial complex can come out with what? An Unreal Engine 4 render of this is probably not even working. They probably got like some container and said, okay, open it up, close it up. There we go. And they're just showing the rest of it through CGI. Yeah, there we go. It's moving. It's not actually from concept to reality. Okay, is it flying in 10 months? Okay, sure. 10 months. 10 months. Here we go. 2 more weeks. We'll wait 10 months, Lockheed. And they're getting clowned in the comments over it. Now put some googly eyes on it. Let me see if I can get you guys the comments over here. This is kind of funny. There we are. I'm going to have to wait for the Steam sale. Everybody's making jokes about the 3D CGI. Yeah, this is one of the most powerful companies on the planet. And they can only do these guys presenting this like it's a War Thunder at NATO destination. I like how this video is structured. I was expecting a pre-order now at the end. Yeah. So it's silly. And it's not just the only thing that we're losing out in. Okay. Here we are. The Chinese electric car, because I said if we're going to mention it. I'm just going through this real quick. Yeah, going over 308 miles an hour. The technology that we were Bose was, this was the LS400 back in the 90s. So Bose was trying to get this magic carpet ride sort of suspension that basically reacted to the point that you didn't feel anything. But now China just basically took in and like, yeah, we're gonna do the same thing in our cars. So China's going ahead and doing that. Their EV startups and their cars are all now, not all of their cars, but probably the top of the line. They're just going to go ahead and put it out. This was technology again. Technology that we had, our firms were working on back in the 90s. And yeah, no, we're not going to do that. It's too costly, too much. Can't do it. Yeah, 20 years. Yeah. Just in a Chinese dancing luxury car, which here you go. You can see more of this. Where's the Chinese dancing car? Where is it? So we can, here we are. Oh, I saw you a dancing car. You want the dancing car? If it actually go work, come here. Come here, X. There you go. Oh, all right. It's not just dancing. You can play video games in it too. There you go. You don't even have to buy a 3D sim rig anymore. There you go. You can just put it in your car, although it's kind of annoying having the screen in the middle. Which remember what I said before? It was basically a Chinese H-1B that stole Elon Musk's or whatever. They stole Tesla's, all their patents and all their for the full self driving, everything else. And that's why basically China's just pumping these out all over the place. So there you go. We can't even protect our own companies, and we're not doing anything to really help out. And again, it's not just cars; it's also the trains. Okay, look, and this is the crazy thing. 25 years ago, what did Chinese trains look like? Okay, they were basically copies of the Germans and the Japanese high speed. Okay, because they allowed those companies to come in and say, okay, well, go ahead and help us out. We'll let you come in, we'll let you build some factories and all that sort of stuff and whatever. And this is what they did. This was their trains. Here you are. When they first started out. This was back when Obama got elected. Remember, we were going to have high-speed rail connecting the country by 2025. 80% of the population will be connected by high-speed rail. Oops. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, here you go. So you can look on the side over here. High-speed rail in China. This is how far they've gone. Okay, based on the E2 1000 series Shinkansen. Okay, they had Japanese companies and they had German companies going ahead and working. And let's go ahead and Alstom, derived by the Alstom ETR 600. And guess what they did? Thank you for all the technology. We're just going to build our own now. There you go. Oops. Whoopsie. Oopsie. Oopsie. Look at that. Yeah. So now they're way far ahead. This is the stuff they were running in. Funny enough, in the 90s. There you go. This is this not too far from what we're running here in the United States. There you are. Not too far from what Amtrak is still running. That was what they were running before, based off the Swedish SJ2000. Yeah, this is how they started. And guess what? Now they're running this sort of stuff. Where is it? This sort of stuff. There you go. So up to 400 kilometers per hour. Okay, it's 250 miles an hour. This is how stuck we are. Okay, this is what we're still running, by the way. If you want, it's trains from the 1970s. Okay, produced. I'm sorry, from the 1960s. Okay, bursting up into flames multiple times. This is what our country, supposedly now the greatest country on the planet, this is what we're still running. This is what we're still running. We talked about this before. We talked about this last time about how everything has been going super old. Okay? Trains, buses, everything is at the end of their lifespan. And there is nothing, all these tariffs and everything else, it means absolutely squat if we do not have factories to build anything. We don't have our industry over here. What is the whole point of doing this? And the thing is, I talked about this before when Trump got reelected back in November. Say, great. I doubt he's going to do it. He's just going to go ahead and do the tariffs. But before we do the tariffs, we should have at least a ramp-on period. Have a ramp-on period where companies have 1 to 2 years to go ahead and reindustrialize, reshore as much as possible. And once that starts happening, you can go ahead and start going ahead and ramping on tariffs and taxes. I would say taxes, too, on companies that are offshoring or American companies, and American-based companies that have their headquarters over here, like Apple, like Microsoft, and all these other Magnificent Seven companies. Okay, and Tesla and all that sort of stuff that have their stuff overseas. You're based over here? Good. Start building them over here. Bring them back over here. Okay? Pull the rug on everybody else after we have actually reindustrialized ourselves. And at the same time, you want to solve the student loan crisis? Great. You're stuck on a student loan. You want to switch to a new industry and you got the wrong degree or whatever? Great. Work for 4 years in a factory, and there you go, pay it off like the GI bill. Okay? Go ahead, work in a factory, and if you by some chance get laid off or whatever, fine, we'll pause it over there. Go work at another factory or put your skills. You don't have to be at the factory floor. You can be in the office, whatever else. Just work there, reindustrializing. There you go. That would have been a perfect bill. The Reindustrialization Act. Okay? Give companies a ramp on time. We have the most amount of the labor shortage. There's no labor shortage. There's a shortage of labor for the labor because we're not building flipping factories. This is the problem. Okay, we need to be building these sort of factories. And this guy is at least trying. He's got his own factory that he's trying to build, Knox Metals, which would be great. But he's just one guy. This is just one thing that one guy is doing. Not one guy, but I mean he's got a whole team of people going in. But look, it's not Ford. It's not all these other companies. But look, he's trying. This is the sort of stuff that we need to be doing. Okay, and helping these sorts of people that want to go ahead, build stuff over here, and reindustrialize America's supply chain. That's what works. Okay, this guy, superb. Thank you, Zane, for doing this sort of stuff. This is the type of actual, real, pragmatic stuff that we need. And we're going to need it because our whole infrastructure is falling. Okay? Tariffs be damned. Again, what's the whole point of tariffs if, and building on top of this, okay, sell it, we do have, okay, great, fantastic, wonderful. We all love that came out. But look at this. It's running on 125-year-old bridges. China is running these things all over the place. Okay, look, where was it? Like some of the largest bridges in the world, some of the longest ones are in China because of it. Okay, this is the type of stuff they're running on, and they're building this sort of stuff massively all over the place. Let me see if I can find that one picture. There we go. Look at this. There we go. There we go. The Guiyang-Guangzhou high-speed railway under construction in August of 2013. This is already done, probably. They probably built this a mile a day. Very believable. This line traverses 270 Ks, 510 valleys, and the karst landscape of southwest China. Meanwhile in California, this is the only time we're going to bring up California and high-speed rail. Yeah. Let me make this. Let's put this here. This is what China is doing. And meanwhile, we're stuck. The California High-Speed Rail Authority has completely blown themselves to bits. They have completely messed everything up. It's kind of traitorous in a sense. You had all this time. You had all this money. The voters of California gave you $10 billion in bonds to just start out. You could have just started out Los Angeles to San Francisco. Los Angeles to San Diego. You could have built something already. It could have been done. California should have had high-speed rail back in the year 2000. We're halfway through the 2020s. We're not going to even get high-speed rail in California. It's going to have to take Brightline, apparently. And even then, it's nowhere near the scale that this is. Bridges and tunnels comprising 83% of this line's total length of 857 kilometers, about 400 miles, including 92% in Guizhou province. It's insane. Travel time train between Guizhou and Guangzhou was reduced from 20 hours to 4. Meanwhile, it takes 32 hours to get from Miami to New York. It used to take 24 back in 1932. We've gone backwards. Our country has fallen apart. Not is fallen. It's fallen apart. Okay, Amtrak can't deliver more supply because we don't have the factory. We don't have the supply chain. We have some factories, but that's it. Meanwhile, again, China's going full RTS game style over here. They're building most of these. Look at this. The only time America builds something like this, not even then, is what? The Aventura Mall? Oh, I can't wait to go into debt. Whoop-de-doo. I can't wait to get another Balenciaga bag. Whoop-de-doo. Meanwhile, there probably is a Balenciaga within a freaking high-speed rail train station in China. I guarantee you. And again, they're building this stuff at flipping StarCraft RTS levels of just speed. It's nuts. This is the type of stuff that we can't compete with this. We can't even compete with ourselves back in the 1930s. Our country can't even compete with itself back from where it was 70, 80 years ago. Yeah, this is a national security issue. This is far beyond just, we want trains. No, this is far beyond that. This is for the soul of a nation. We're going far behind militarily. Because again, we're stuck with these companies at the helm. We're stuck with BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, and Coras, and all these other companies that don't care. They don't care. They will keep running the same if they could. If it means their bottom line goes green, if it means green line go up, they will keep running the same stuff over and over. If they could get away, they probably would. If they could get away with letting people die of heat exhaustion within the cabin because they don't have air conditioning, oh, too bad. Good. I guess we'll hire an H-1B for $5 an hour to go ahead and run the train. They will probably do that because why? The bottom line. The country and the nation and its people be damned. The bottom line. You will own nothing and you will be happy. That's what we're stuck with. Okay? And it's only getting worse. Okay? Because while China's doing this, let's talk about termination. Here we are.
Programs that we didn't like, but that were negotiated in, but we didn't like. We're terminating those programs, and they're going to be terminated on a permanent basis. And it's thousands of people, and it's billions of dollars. We're getting rid of a lot of things that we never wanted because of the fact that they made this stupid move. And they don't want to talk about it. They have their day coming up. I hear very few people are going to be there, by the way. But
okay, so let's hold it on. Okay, no more. The day of the sun.
They should really make a deal. So what we're doing,
Elon, your thing is not working.
Darth Vader, but he's
what? What is he? And then we have this guy. His eyes are about to pop out of his head. Where's the Epstein papers, by the way? Is that part? Is that part of the reason why? It's because our whole entire political system is blackmailed and we can't do anything. Is that what's going on? We can't really do anything. We have to go ahead and speak to another country to go ahead and do anything. By the way, speaking of cash for spending, White House releases names funding Antifa, $100 million laundered by what used to be formerly USAID. And it's still going through. Elon Musk does way more than $100 million. And it's probably true because when you actually look at it, based on the most recent comprehensive data from IRS Form 990 filings in the fiscal year 2021, the U.S. government awards approximately $303 billion annually to over 100,000 nonprofits. $303 billion. Forget what California spent $666 million on RDP consultants. I'm sorry, I said I wasn't going to mention California high school building, but it had to be said. It just had to be said. It had to be $666 million in consultants. It's just crazy. Absolutely nuts. $303 billion annually. There you go. There's all the infrastructure spending. Bye-bye. It's gone. Disappeared in 2020, just 1 year. In just 1 year. We're going on to $40 trillion in debt. $40 trillion in debt. Who cares what debt China has? They don't care. What are you going to do? You're gonna go over there and ask him, please, sir, time for you to pay. Give me the money, please. Time for you to. Nobody's going to do that. China's going to call their own debt. It's funny money. Who cares? They're buying. Guess what they're buying? They're buying a whole lot of. Buying a whole lot of this and gold. That's what they're doing, and that's why those prices are going up. By the way, it's been nuts. And every time we hear world's tallest this, world's tallest that, being built in guess where? Flipping China. We used to be able to do this in this country. But why is it now that we're terminating the Gateway Tunnel project? Now, supposedly this is going to go into court and they're going to sue him or whatever. I don't know. The problem is that they've been taking forever to build this sort of stuff. This, funny enough, was on Trump's back in 2017. He had critical infrastructure projects. The Gateway project was, I believe, number 8. It was in the top 10. This was a priority for the administration back then in Trump number 1. Trump number 2, he's gone all over the place. I don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on except he's losing his mind. But by the way, speaking of Trump, we'll keep talking about this. Union Pacific CEO advises Trump on National Guard deployments. This is kind of funny. I saw this before, but it came up again. The president who met with Jim Vanna at the White House on Tuesday praised the CEO during a televised interview today. So, yeah, why is the National Guard going to, let's see, Memphis, St. Louis, Chicago? Yeah, and again, these happen to be pretty substantial Union Pacific terminals where they've been getting a lot of theft in those areas. Yeah, okay, that's, you know what, honestly, that's probably the best thing that they've done so far, I guess, Union Pacific this year. Unfortunately, the merger is probably going to go through. I know you guys, and I've heard I got some messages from you guys, and some of you actually do own Norfolk Southern stock. Good on you for doing that. I'm pretty sure they pay good dividends. During your recent election, shareholder election, that you voted no against it. I mean, hey, anything helps. I doubt that that's going to really do that much. I mean, at least you own the stock. You might as well say something, right? But yeah, the merger is probably going to go through. And I don't think, maybe the unions can say something, but I don't think that's going to happen. Venn seems to be getting everything he's been asking for, more or less. So, yeah. President announced on the Fox program that he planned to have National Guard troops sent to Memphis. And hey, look, Memphis kind of sucks. I've been to Memphis. It's pretty bad. But to see this happening, hold on a second. Let me see if we can get the picture over here. Where is it? Come here. To see this happening, it's kind of funny. Okay, at the Glass Pyramid Bass Pro Shop, to see a whole bunch of MPs and National Guard out there, it's kind of funny. Can't complain. That's not funny at all. But yeah, Memphis is a great city, home of Elvis and everything else. I did actually go drive by. I couldn't actually not drive by it like in Memphis, but actually, physically drive the car by it and nothing else. Because drive by seems to mean something else in Memphis. I've never seen so many shot spotters in my life. By the way, it is absolutely just probably one of the worst American cities. And it's sad. It shouldn't be. It's used to all American cities used to be great. Okay, they all used to be great. Like this sort of stuff. This guy saying the U.S. had tons of public. I know this is benign and silly and banal. The U.S. had tons of public restrooms. People opposed them since they weren't free, and now they're all gone. Sound familiar? American cities should have more public restrooms. Now, again, why doesn't America have public restrooms anymore? Okay. Same reason why suspected copper wire thief found inside a manhole in West LA faces charges, authorities said. A man caught red-handed stealing copper from city infrastructure, arrested, released the same day. Now, we all know why a lot of people don't want to go on public transportation in the United States. Okay? Again, remember what happened to Irina Zarutska. That's been what people have thought of American public transportation for decades now. And there seems to be no real consequence. Again, no consequences, no changes. You want nice bathrooms, you want this sort of stuff. You go to Singapore, very nice public restrooms. You go to Japan, super nice public restrooms. The door closed by itself. I remember when I went to Japan, we went to Yoyogi Park. The public restroom seemed like something that you would see at like a high-end mall. It was just this glorious little hut in the middle of the park, not some crappy concrete doldrum. I don't know what. Looks like some torture chamber. Looks like Slender Man is about to kill you inside there. But you go inside here, the doors close by themselves. There's no gap within the doors. There's paper. Everything is clean. There's no mess. It wasn't like somebody who's like living in there just crapped themselves all over the place and pissed all over the floor. No, these places are clean. Why? Because, number one, people over there at least have some sense of dignity and decency. Okay, unfortunately, in America, we kind of lost that as we've become more atomized since the destruction of our cities. Because we used to have cities that we all used to cherish and care for and love. And unfortunately, that's been the opposite now. But the second thing is that there are consequences in those countries. Try throwing gum on the floor in Singapore. See what happens. Please. Actually, you know what? We implore Hassan Piker to please go to Singapore. Please, Hassan Piker, go to Singapore. Throw some gum on the floor. Please. He'll probably go there with some weed, too. We will never see Hassan Piker again. Please, go away. don't want. This is the problem. This is why we don't want. It used to be fine. Back in 2019, we used to work with people who are on the left and Democrats, and we said, well, we don't care what we just all want to work in infrastructure. At this point, post COVID, middle of 2020, no, these people after what happened to Charlie Kirk and seeing the mask come off, no, I don't want people who their basically their best podcaster is someone who electrocutes his dog on stream when it moves to make it stay there. These people suck. No, we can't have that. We need to have consequences. You want nice restrooms? You want nice trains? You want trains where you don't have to? You can go at 300 miles an hour. They're so fast you don't even have time to recline in your seats because they're moving so fast with superconducting magnetic levitating technology. Yeah, we can have that. First thing that's going to have to start is consequences for people that do bad things. Consequences for people that are parasiting off our country, off our infrastructure, off our industry. That's something that needs to start. Off our nation, off our people. No, we don't want to own nothing, and we're not going to be happy. We want to own something and have a country again. We want to have a nation again where we actually have people that we can trust, a high trust society again. You want the nice bathrooms that they have in China? Go ahead. You want to have an actual defensible country? You want to have our nation to be defensible again? Go ahead. Forget the tariffs. The tariffs are not going to fix anything. AI is not going to fix anything when our whole country is falling apart, or has fallen apart. I'm sorry. Not is. It has fallen apart. We're just living in just the decline. That's it. Unless something changes. And unfortunately, we're not going to see it from this administration. After this administration, who knows what's going to happen? Okay, because I think we're at the end of the baby boomers being in charge. And that's been a major thing. I'm sorry, baby boomers. Look, for those of you guys that get it and gals that get it and understand, thank you. Okay? But again, let's start with, not every X is what, no. The generational thinking, baby boomer thinking and mentality has taken this country, and the whole decline has happened during that generation. That's just reality. That's just the fact. Now things are going to change, and I'm definitely going to be a hell of a lot different with my kids. I'm going to do everything I can for my kids and for my family to make sure that they get through. I'm not going to say, oh, time to go ahead and retire. Oh, the kids counts now. I'm going to buy an RV. I'm going to go on a billion vacations. Because then what happens when you get sprawl all over the place? There's $1 trillion annually in infrastructure, roadway deaths, and sedentary health impacts. This is what you see in Europe. And we've seen the maps of like Belgium and all that sort of stuff. You don't see massive amounts of suburbs. You don't see flipping Houston or Fort Worth, Dallas, just these absolute cancerous just blobs that at some point in probably 20 years is going to be like Mega City 1, Judge Dredd style. And you're going to have the Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, College Station mega block at some point. But you go and look at the map, and this is what you see. You see towns, you see cities. You don't see that many suburbs at all. Everything is concentrated in one. You can walk from one end to the other or take a bike. And I can't stand bikers in the United States because they're silly. But if you actually have cities like this over here, where they were nice or walkable, you have clean, comfortable public transportation, actual working trains and infrastructure that are on time and all that sort of stuff, perfectly fine. Okay? And well, you don't see anybody here wearing a leotard. You don't see some retiree baby boomer in his leotard with his balls strung up, thinking that he's flipping Lance Armstrong, going there and holding up the rest of the traffic, the selfish SOB. You don't see that. Because bikes there are an actual use, not a toy, like it is, unfortunately, in the United States. Okay? I am perfectly fine with this. Perfectly fine. I don't want to see any more baby boomers and flipping leotards. We need some sort. We need some sort of help here. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and end this over here. I've gone through as much as quickly as possible. 9:06. Okay, fine. I did this in 16 minutes. Okay. Last thing. Some memes before we get and open up a Discord channel. I think the Brewers have lost again. I don't know what's going on. I saw the game and it was 3-1. Let's see what's going on. It's still one. Oh, it's 1-3 final. It's. They do this every single flipping year. They do this every single flipping year. I can't believe it. Alrighty. Anyway, let's get some bright lights in there. Here we are. There we are. A fan-made model recently featured at Gold Coast Railroad Museum, and we're kind of obsessed. I love the Gold Coast Railroad Museum, by the way. Shout out to them. At the beginning of our journey here at the club, they provided a good amount of help and everything. We love them. Brightline has also been nominated for World's Best Rail Operator Website by World Tech Awards. If you want to go ahead, vote and help them out. I got to reply to this witty comment. No. Just in 2024, Brightline's hit and killed 41 people and injured 74. Also, by the way, I was going through the. I gotta find that out, but we'll leave it for another stream. Somebody said, "Well, it's not." Brightline said that there were. It's not their fault, and it was only 48% of them were suicides. Only 48% of them were confirmed suicides. What? What? That's only 48%. So you mean nearly half of the people that got themselves killed getting in front of a Brightline train did it from suicide? I'll look that up while we get the chat up. But yeah, here you go. World Tech Awards. Go ahead. Vote for Brightline. Speaking of people that get hit by trains, yeah, we're not, I don't think any of these guys are going to win because, unfortunately, look, we can't compete with 1.5 billion voters. But democracy in action, by the way. I don't know how this is going to end, but I mean, do our best to vote for Brightline. The 100 people that are on Discord, the 24,000 subscribers, do your best. Vote for Brightline. See what happens. Yeah. Let's do our best. All righty. Anyway, you have to log in and say, I hate that. Well, maybe that will keep the certain from winning. I don't know. I don't know how good the technology is, but anyway, it will help. Okay, I'm done talking. Let's let you guys in. I am done talking. Where are we here? Here we go. There we go. And where's my where it is? Where is it? There we are. All righty, everybody come on board. Here we go. Oh, man.
Hey, bud. Oh, boy.
Why? I have to ask a question.
I'm not having
All right, one at a time. One at a time.
Done, Trucker. I am not having a good time right now because we're right now fumigating the house, and I got 43 minutes before I am able to open everything up, and I'm waiting outside in the dark. We're literally fumigating the house right now. So I'm not having a good day.
Bruh. Oh, man.
I do. But I do got a crop load of memes that we will brighten it up.
We will brighten it up.
Like,
we're gonna.
Yeah, I saw a few, but I'm sorry, Demetrius. I bet you're being banned for. Demetrius, you're being banned for the week. You cannot talk about boomers in big leotards on bikes. That's giving me a terrible mental image.
I see too much. There's too much of it in Indiana, so we're gonna have to share it for everybody else.
Oh, okay. Demetrius, look at the meme I sent.
All right, let's
look at some of the memes I sent.
Well, let's start at the top here.
David, when you said the link of how the state of Iowa got approved for a loan grant on railroad infrastructure stuff, that is literally just for freight-related items like transload facilities and a box manufacturing facility somewhere. I think it was in Waterloo. And CN will get like a fancy new branch line built by the city.
Alrighty, guys. So, what do you think of termination of the Gateway Project?
Well,
dumb. It's dumb.
It's dumb, but like, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna wait till that thing collapses and kills some people before they replace it.
I mean, what more collapse can they have? It's been still leaking since Hurricane Sandy. I mean, it's still leaking. How much more collapse do you need? It's been more than 10 years.
Concrete and they get packed in the holes.
Until we have another jet set. Until we have another jet set.
It collapses in such a way that not a single air molecule can get through, it's still good.
Until we have another jet set.
Yeah.
You know what? They're going to wait until that thing collapses.
All right, one at a time.
Hey, look, y'all kept on interrupting me. Like, let me speak for once. But I sent a couple of memes in. One of them is a Thomas the Tank Engine meme.
All right.
And we got a Beavis and Butthead one.
All righty. Here we go. I'm Express, declared Gordon. He was very cross. If I stopped for every barmaid tied to my tracks, I would never be on time. Fizzling fireboxes, Tom exclaimed. Who is that on my carriage? Bandits or ass? What if oh, I can't say that one on YouTube. What if some dirty native people? I don't know which is worse. Thomas and Friends Wild West Adventures. Well, I still think it was a good idea. Oh man. Yeah.
Well, the meme's not right. They would have kicked him out the window.
Oh man. All right.
There's no glass on the ground.
Okay. AI Beavis and Butthead foamers. There we are.
And also, I got a GP40-2 meme.
All right.
Bottom of that.
All right. Well, we'll pause the memes for now, but let's let somebody else talk and let's share. Let me go from top to down, left to right. Okay, Darius, go ahead and speak.
All right. So about the tariffs and jumping and putting the cart before the horse, that actually applies to DJI, as if they don't get through this national security audit, FCC is not going to grant any new certifications to new imports of DJI drones starting on January.
Yeah, which is nuts. Again, this comes back to the same sort of thing. Why are we doing tariffs on a whole bunch of people use CGI? Yeah,
we could reverse engineer. Look what happened on Independence Day movie and on the second one afterwards.
Oh, we don't talk about the second one.
Yeah, we don't talk about the second Independence Day, but
in real life.
Okay, look, hold on. We get the point. But yeah, look, China did the same thing for us. I mean, funny enough, what happened to the inventor of Segway? I don't know if he was the inventor or a higher up executive or something like that. But basically, this Chinese company stole the they stole the plans. Yeah, the design and the what's the other term I'm looking for? Anyway, they stole the design,
the
software, and everything else. Not the permits. Darn it. Patent. There you go. Sorry, patent. I'm starting to get a little chumpy here. Losing my mind. So they basically stole the patents. Segway wanted to go ahead and sue them, and guess what? The VP of the company, or one of the VP, I gotta find the exact, but anyway, he ended up flying off a cliff on a Segway. Just random, okay. And then, a couple of weeks later, that same company that was being sued by Segway, they ended up buying Segway, and now they own Segway and own the patents and own the design.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's, look, why can't we do the same thing when it comes to DG? Now, I'm not saying maybe go to that sort of level of allegedly of what happened. I don't know what happened exactly, but I mean, there's companies that basically are trying to say, "Oh, we're building U.S. drones," and it's basically a $7,000 DJI. It's basically DJI design, but it's $7,000. Well, why spend that $7,000? Most people, even police departments, aren't going to spend $7,000 on a U.S.-made drone when they can buy for $700 the same drone that actually works.
And actually, much better. Actually, 10 times better.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we found the Brightline numbers. It was 42% confirmed suicides on Brightline.
Yep.
Yeah. So that changes a lot. That changes a lot of what the context of what Brightline should be talking about should be. But anyway, Darius, thank you for that.
I know.
That makes sense. David, go ahead. You spoke a good amount, so you have your 1 minute now. Go ahead.
Well, I got the 2 other memes, or technically 3 other memes, and one of them of the Bud Company and all that, and another one was the SC70 and stuff. And technically, I got an import. I had to resend them because they were acting up, but they're in there.
Okay, let's go ahead and read one of these memes here. All right, one meme at a time. No memes left behind, but one meme at a time. Okay, painted plastic proof. All trains that are modern must have all white interiors with gamer lights, or else they are outdated. Stainless steel is crude, outdated, North American looking, and therefore bad. Completely ignores how to clean and maintain the trains. International best practices. Stainless steel endurer. Shiny steel equals the future. Half of all Japanese trains are stainless pile. Repeats, but don't break in every thread. Defeated New York 1980s graffiti with minimal cleaning. The train will last until the heat death of the universe with minimal maintenance. There we go.
That's true.
That is true.
Like, it's true. It is true, and let me be honest, a lot of the new locomotives, let me be honest, with the new transit stuff, kind of sucks. But we do get rail news too, which I actually did send in the Discord, the live chat. You got to scroll up. One, it talked about, where is it? We'll talk about the commuter rail line.
Yeah, we'll get back to there, but let's go around and let everybody else have a say on the news of the day. Minor Tree, go ahead.
Yeah. When it comes to the tariff side, half of it sounds like it was a response to China's attempt to control the rare earth minerals markets, which is reasonable, but you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you don't solve the issue ahead of time. And the problem is to build out those factories, assuming you get all the permitting and all the regulatory issues.
It's like Trump said. This one he's actually correct about, and that he has a great hit on. You know how to say in Pennsylvania, they're going to wait for permits and all of that, and they're going to go through the process only for 10 years later to say no.
All right. Yeah, no, I get it there. So let's Minor Tree finish.
Yeah, even if you got the regulatory system and all the permitting stuff taken care of, so it's basically fill out this 1-page report. All right, stamp. You can start construction next month. It's still a 3 to 5 year process. And that's assuming they start tomorrow and had the funding behind it.
There's a reason why like DOT projects are like 10 to 15 years planned ahead, 10, 15 years.
Yeah, unless
that's sure.
Unless the Soviets decide they want to build the MiG-25 Foxbat, and we're like, you know what? It's a super interceptor. We need to build something that'll destroy it. And it was a very fast brick. Well, we still have one of the best fighters in the world, so it doesn't matter. We just need that to happen in essentially every single industry simultaneously, and then pray that it doesn't cause the resource shortages that cause massive budget overruns.
Yeah. Speaking of the best fighter jet in the world, I do have this Metal Earth. I still have to put it together. This 1/210 scale F-22 Raptor. We need more of these. But we're Lockheed Martin has now gone to building basically AI helicopters that are basically U-Haul trucks. Meanwhile, China is now building 6th generation aircraft. I don't know. Then again, who knows how real this is? I don't know, but we're in trouble. And there's no SR-71 Blackbird moment here. What is going to be the response? Okay, like we had with the Foxbot.
Well, the problem was Lockheed, before they partnered up with Martin, they built the L-1011, which was the first civilian jetliner that could be fully automated back in the 1970s. So congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations. You built a helicopter that could do the same thing 50 years later.
Yeah, it's
round of applause.
All these helicopters and new technology is just a copy and paste with maybe a few new weapons on it.
Well, it's a bit updated, but the problem is even if the system works out of the box, which according to their specs, they got it done in 10 months. All right, congratulations. You're probably not going to use existing airframes, so you're going to have to build new airframes. So that's going to take 5 to 10 years to build out the numbers you need, assuming you have the manufacturing capability to begin with.
Yeah,
and it only works for the military.
Oh yeah,
because you're not going to see that at the Army surplus store anytime soon.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
We're in trouble.
Also, did everybody heard about all the helicopter crashes and the plane crashes we've been happening this past week?
No. Yeah, I've heard of a few.
Yeah. I didn't want to mention it, but now that it's mentioned, yeah.
Right.
Most were in civil aviation, which is technically the most dangerous of the flights, but usually they're not that high profile.
And they never talk about those. Those flights are some of the most dangerous, but they never talk about them when it comes to.
Well, they do talk about it. It's
planes.
Usually only local 90% of the time. And if it's major enough, it might go statewide, but other than that, it rarely goes national, much less international.
Yeah. Let's hold on.
Dimitri,
go ahead.
Also, you beat me to the punch when I was going to talk about Hassan Piker when people are pissed at him. Like, you literally beat me to the punch when I was going to talk about that.
Yeah, this is I don't want any more leftists in charge. This is no more. He's been called out for a while. We need hold on. Where's the meme?
I'm coming to kill you.
There we go. we need Sam Hyde to finish the job. Alrighty. Let me.
I only just hear about
there's a simple.
Hold on a second.
There's a way to solve it. He claims it's not a shot collar, but a buzz collar. So
that's the same thing.
On him. And see if touching the button does anything.
Oh man. Anyway, all right. Let me look through the YouTube comments over here. I'm sorry, guys. I've been kind of back and forth over here. Honolulu skyline increases to 15 miles. How long have they been building that? That seems like they've been going on that one forever.
The second phase just got opened this week.
Oh man.
Wait, what happened this week?
Honolulu skyline, their automated light rail was they opened the second part, which is like another 5 to 10 miles.
Yeah. David Jackson, Tariffs. Hold on. Yeah. It's only that much.
I put the video in the video tab earlier.
Well, we'll take a look at it if we got time.
About 45 minutes beforehand.
Hold on here. Tariffs first to promote more production, painful perhaps at first. Yeah, the problem is, David, is that unfortunately we have BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street in charge. They're just going to say, okay, you're going to tariff us, we're not going to do business anymore. And they just leave. That's not a real consequence to them. It's unfortunate, it's sad, but it's true. We have to, the stick isn't working that way. No, there's carrot and sticks, but there's right ways to do sticks, and unfortunately, that's not the right way to do it. We're all seeing, but I don't know. I think we have to start building first somehow. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Harvey. VP JD Vance called Chinese peasants. Yeah, as we're living over here, we're paying what 40% effective tax rates. Once we get taxed from our stuff at work, from withholding and all that sort of stuff, and then to go back home, I have to go ahead and put in gas, get taxed on that. That doesn't fix any of the damn roads, which is the problem. Oh, but we need to tax the roads more. We need tolls. What more tax do you want? And we're not fixing the roads. That's not the problem. The money is not the problem. It's the people behind it. That's the problem. Does anyone want Trump out of office? We don't have another. I guess there's really nothing else right now to go in. So I mean, we're kind of stuck here. We'll just let it happen. Look, let Trump run his course because that's going to be this will be the end of how politics are running in America at this time around. Everybody that has had so many Felford awards are going to figure out. It's like, well, we voted for this guy. And look, I'm guilty of it too. Okay, I voted for Trump 3 times. Okay, the 3rd time was not even for him at this point. I just said, you know what? I hate the other guy more, and I just hate the people who I hate the people that vote for him. But I hate what they kind of stand for. So yeah, I'm kind of voting for this guy as a proverbial boot to the head. But even then, I mean, like the other side thinks that Trump is Hitler. And we're not getting any Autobahn. I mean, what? He's not Hitler. Stop it. California population may decrease. More deportations. That's kind of funny. Heartless fiend. Gold prices are skyrocketing. Yeah, everything is gold and silver are just going up. It's nice. It's nuts. Star Force 97
going up.
I don't like Trump, but he's very hit and miss on his promises. Yeah, and we'll actually, you know what? Let's let Star Force 97 go ahead and speak since he's here.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Go ahead, Star Force 97. You're up.
Star Force, in your turn to speak.
Star Force in the Discord.
Yeah,
going once, going twice.
It's your turn.
While we're waiting, let me look through the rest of the comments over here. Salesforce wants National Guard in San Francisco. How lovely for Salesforce. I can't stand their software. David Jackson, I love Gary, Indiana. Yeah, I love what Gary, Indiana could be. I love what it used to be, not what it is now. Adam Bucer, should public restrooms cost a few cents like in Germany? But we can have free restrooms. I mean, there's places that have free restrooms. We can have that. It doesn't have to. You don't have to pay for restrooms like we do in Germany. We don't do that in Germany.
Seriously, that's so European.
Yeah, that's such a cheap European thing to do. Is it? Oh, I have to pay I have to pay 5 cents to use it. No, we don't need to have that. Like, I mean, we already kind of have it here in the United States. You have to kind of, if you go to a Starbucks in like the worst places in New York or in Miami, you have to buy something first before you can use the restrooms. Because if not, there's some weird guy outside that's screaming to himself, some schizo homeless guy outside that's probably going to crap all over the walls for some reason if he buys anything there. And he's not. But that's the problem here when we live in the United States. It's unfortunate. It's sad. It wasn't like this before. It doesn't have to be like this. We don't have to live like this. It can be better. Okay. Star Force 97. Going once. Going twice. Are you there?
I don't hear anyone.
Star Force.
I guess he not.
All right. Okay. Out of everywhere. Go ahead.
How's everybody doing?
We're good, man.
Really well, actually.
Good. Okay, so I basically posted some links on Discord, talking about let's see. Yeah, it's basically one of the new links I posted. It came out a couple days ago, maybe about last week ago. And it's about the regulators, articles, and transition infrastructure updates as to what's going on and what's fair for unions and workers.
All right, here we go. U.S. transportation infrastructure transit updates, operators, and stakeholders confront what's fair. Key takeaways: review the U.S. mass transit sector as stable. Though a few operators with a historical reliance on fair revenue and ongoing operating deficits are facing credit pressures, transit operators have sought and received additional dedicated tax revenues, primarily from sales tax, have been able to maintain or improve financial metrics despite ongoing lower ridership, S&P Global Rankings anticipates that most transit operators will continue to adapt by adjusting service levels, reevaluating fixed costs, including capital investments, and collaborating with stakeholders to strengthen recurring revenue sources to reach structural balance. So it's not really bullish or bearish in any sort of sense. It's saying, yeah, they're trying to do some sort of fix, getting some taxes or more halfpenny taxes. But the problem is that, okay, what is the actual long-term outlook? Are we going to see a massive amount of innovation? They're just, at this point, it looks like they're just trying to do what they can to stay afloat. That's what it looks like.
They can.
And
not everything is stable.
Yeah, that's the problem. When we really look through, and probably it's the thing. We can look through this whole article, but we can't because it's locked behind a paywall or a free account at S&P Global, which I don't have, so I'm not going to be able to see the rest of it. But the key takeaways are enough to go ahead and showcase what this article is all about. And what we've been saying for the industry is that, look, it's not looking too good. They can say what it is, it's stable, but
it's really not.
Yeah, it's not stable in a sense. It's really just mediocre. We're just stuck in it's just a slow decline down of managed mediocrity. That's what it is. That's what's stable to them is managed mediocrity. I don't want that type of stable. I want some sort of innovation. I agree. We want something better. Yeah.
We want to see progress.
We want, yeah, exactly. We want to see this. We want to make America's railroads great again. That's what we want.
Speaking of that, we got 2 railroad transit articles that I just sent. And speaking of that, I hear PO 89 or not PO 89, but 98. The silver meteor.
Nice. I think for next stream, what we'll do. Hold on a second. What we'll do next stream is What we'll do next stream is we'll go ahead and just take articles. I won't pick the articles. You guys can go ahead and pick all the articles. Okay. Right line fan. Here you go. What's up? What's up, man?
All right.
Here it comes.
I have a lot to talk about. Man. All right. So basically, I just discovered.
There it is.
Let's start.
Oh.
Okay.
David's got a train.
Okay, David.
All right, bright light fan. Go ahead.
All right, I have something to tell you guys. I just discovered that there is I've actually figured out that there's all the bus lines that are running into the Dominican Republic are owned by a single entity, and its CEO. Yeah. Does not like trains.
Oh, yeah.
Does not like alternatives.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
David, not a big
we're talking about that. Yeah. Not a big.
Bright line fan for our weekly Dominican Republic update.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Oh, by the way.
Here's the thing. We don't have a national rail system. We never had a national rail system in the Dominican Republic. That has never had happened before. Like ever. And there were some proposals as well back in the 19th century to have a national rail system, but you know, the Dominican government at the time was very unstable. So as soon as the 1970s rolled in, all the bus companies said that who needs railroads then when you can have roads and buses. So that is the result of that.
That corrupts.
Yeah, they're corrupt.
Excuse
me, David. Also, that one guy that owns all the bus lines, he's a politician. He's a politician.
Oh man! Look, I mean, I'd say I'd be surprised, but at this rate, I mean, the United States is basically a somewhat better functioning Latin American country at this rate. So yeah, guys, there's your weekly DR update from Brightline Fan.
I'm not done yet.
This is okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. But yeah, this is what we're into.
Yeah. We're not done yet. I just took some photos of a new metro line of the extension that's of a new metro line extension from line 2. So yeah, I actually sent those.
Is that in the chat?
In your DMs, Demetrius. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's in the chat.
All right. I'll put it in the chat so I can
by the way,
just get it real quick. But yeah. All righty.
By the way, that train that did pass was PO 98, the Silver Meteor. That was the train that y'all just saw from my angle.
All righty, dump trucker.
That's around where I live.
All right, let's let dump trucker speak because he's been in the background over here. Dump trucker, go ahead.
All right.
Well, it's been a joy. You were talking about how fast construction takes in America. The issue we have in America is labor laws and unions.
Yep.
If the employees don't get what they want, they go to the union. And then if they go on strike, nothing gets done.
But they want fair.
Yep, that's true.
So it's going to take time. We have to deal with the rain. We have in China, they have rain, and that's pretty much all they get is rain. They know how to deal with that. We work through that. Here, we get rain, snow, winds. We get all kinds of random shit that doesn't make sense. So we have to make our roads nice and strong for that. And it just takes forever to do it because midway through construction, it just starts raining.
I mean, I get that, but
in July, it was just like monsoon season.
No, hold on. I get your point there, dump trucker. But hold on. Here's the point. We all get some sort of natural disasters in the U.S. By far is not bereft of natural disasters. I mean, we get hurricanes, we get earthquakes, we get wildfires, rains and everything and all that sort of stuff and everything in between. I'm pretty sure China has their fair amount of natural disasters too, and then there's Japan. Most volcanic and most amount of earthquakes than any other country on the planet. And they have high-speed rail, and they have good roads, and they have good infrastructure and everything. And then on top,
when they built that stuff, they built that with the intent of having earthquakes. We didn't do that and now that we're thinking about doing that, we do it now. But back then, we didn't do that because we didn't know what an earthquake was. We bombed the shit out of Japan, so we pretty much turned wherever they had us gone. So they went and started from scratch, rebuilt everything that's pretty much earthquake proof.
No, completely get that. Yeah.
Choice of that.
Now here's the other thing is that and again we're bringing up that clip again, and the Dutch tunnel under the highway built in less than 48 hours. And look, Europe has some pretty strict labor laws, and they have a good amount of unions and all that sort of stuff. But they can go ahead. We'll take America. Let's say in the state of Indiana. It takes Indiana 4 flipping years to do something just like this, and it takes the Dutch not 4 years, 48 hours. 48 hours to go ahead and build it.
There was a lot of planning.
It takes them 6 months just to dig out the earth under the embankment just to move it in.
See, what they did in there is they cannot close down a road. What they did, what you didn't see on that video was the months of them clearing the path out for that tunnel so they could set the prefabs in place, and then they've made a lot of planning months in advance to close that highway down, have all the crews ready, tear it out. They tear it all out, bring the tunnels in, get it paved like that. We kind of did something similar to that. We were doing a asphalt repaving on a highway. We had to do some patchwork. We did some overnight work, tearing out little patches of the road where concrete had buckled under the asphalt. We can do it.
Yeah.
It's just we don't do it in large scales like that.
Yeah, but the other thing is that they're also taking out chunks of the highway, so there's no road anymore, and then they just went ahead and paved on a new section of highway on here too. So I mean, like I get that there's a whole lot of term and planning for all that sort of stuff, but the problem in the United States is that we don't do that. Then we put the planning phases in with the construction phases. And then they have to find some way in order to go ahead and justify the budgets for the next several years on of these projects and construction that they're doing. And they just go ahead and pad it out. And that's not right when we can go ahead and say, okay, well, I get we want to have construction workers working, but to go ahead and to go ahead and push it out is not right, because they can be going ahead and then working on other projects around in the city. Okay, we can be having 20 projects at the same time happen, or if we want to do one project, there's just so many. There's so many ways to go about it.
I know the truth behind that because my boss told me, kind of told me a little secret. See, companies will intentionally take their time on it because then they make more money off of that.
Oh yeah, that's been well known for quite a bit. Yeah,
exactly. So the contractor is intentionally taking his time because he's making a little bit more money than trying to get all done with the snap of a finger. He won't do it like that. They're going to try and make as much money as they can, especially if they don't have as many jobs going on as they would warrant them to speed up on that process.
Yeah, it's legalized construction fraud for sure. Alrighty, Renell Reed, are you there?
There was also one more thing I wanted to say.
All right, go ahead.
You saw David, I know you sent the article of how Iowa got approved like a $3 million loan for infrastructure upgrades.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can kind of hear you.
We can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah, you can speak.
All right.
Yeah, we hear you, dude. We hear you.
All right. So basically, I just sent some photos in both of the chats in general and in the voice.
I gotta go ahead and open every door and every window to the house. So pray for me.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
For me.
All right.
I'm gonna take those.
Stay safe, man. Don't.
If you hear the phone drop, then you ought to be ready.
All right. Don't breathe in too much. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see Brightline's photos over here. So we got. Okay. Look there. Look. I'll put it this way. They're building faster here than California high-speed rail. There's actually something on here. California mentioned for the third time.
So what I saw when I was over there, this happened today. I took those photos today. So what happened was they were installing the cables.
I'm opening everything.
Overhead cables, the catenary system. So that's progress.
Yeah, it's just fun. There's a lot more than what's going on in other countries. Okay, Star Force is Star Force there.
I just replied so you can see the link on the Iowa on the $3.3 million.
Okay, guys. Okay, let's let Star Force speak, and then if Renell Reed is on, we'll let him speak. And then 5 minutes. We're gonna close this off at 9:50.
Now.
Okay, so actually,
all right.
Yeah. So the whole
don't come in yet. Wait over there. Let me do it.
From what I understood about the current state of affairs here in the Windy City, I believe the final hearing is happening. The budget hearing is happening. Yeah.
Really?
You okay there, buddy? You okay there, David?
Yeah, I did put him on mute because he's just going on and off on there. Let's see if he's okay.
That's good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they're holding.
Sorry, guys.
Like, this is a crucial turning point for rail transit.
I gotta get ready to go back in there.
They
all right, man. Yeah, I'll put you on mute. Don't worry about it.
Fare hikes, new fare hikes, which I believe are now. Yeah. I think it's like up by like 10% or something. I think.
Oh man.
From what I know, it's like up. For example, like the CTA Pace day pass is up from 5 to 6, and then the charge from using both from either the bus or the L is up 25 cents. So it's not too high, but that's gonna be like a good increase in the long run.
Yeah, inflation, everything else, and look, they've been spending. We've seen in their budget, they're spending more than half their budget on human resources and not the actual. I mean, the CTA has just fallen behind in a lot of places. The infrastructure is still falling apart. The L system is basically still
Exactly.
100 years behind most everything else. So, yeah, a 25-cent fare hike increase to everything else. Potential service cuts draw closer. Here's the article. Yeah, and they're basically using infrastructure that they haven't updated really much in the last 50 years. So what is really the money getting the rest of Chicagoans? Not really much.
Well, I would give Chicago some credit. They did upgrade an entire section of the Red Line, 4 stations, a part of the Red Purple modernization. But I don't know, like, to be honest, like, yeah, but and the 7Ks, but I honestly feel like I don't think the Red Line extension is all that necessary when I feel like increased service frequency and better more upgrades
Mhm.
to the current infrastructure should take priority because honestly, some of the areas the Red Line serves can also be served by the Metro Electric, have better service there
Yeah,
as well. Or the Rock Island.
it's just so much that they could have done. There's so much that could be happening right now, and it's just we're lagging so far behind it. I mean, it does. I know every time we get some sort of little win over here, we do celebrate, but it's like, come on, man. In the grand scheme of things and long term thinking and in context to what everybody else around the world is doing, we're so far behind. It's just so simply put, we're far
Exactly.
behind. It's something. Yeah, I get it. Let's celebrate it, but we should be celebrating a hell of a lot more. It shouldn't be world's tallest bridge officially opens to traffic in China. Now, do we really need the world's tallest bridge? No, because we're not as mountainous as it is over in some regions in China. Maybe in the Rockies, but that's it. I mean, but are we really going to need that? But I'm tired of hearing they have the fastest train, they have the fastest, best that. And we're still stuck over here on basically broken, rinky-dinky infrastructure. Here we are. Oh, when I scroll down, world's tallest bridge officially opens to traffic. Green River Bridge reopens. I don't know where this is, Seattle. And this bridge is like, look at this. It's just it's falling up. It's falling apart. Yeah, this is what the best that we can offer right now. All righty.
Well, at least America has the better transportation system. Here in the Dominican Republic, we have the worst transportation system in the world right now.
Hey, but at least you guys are building faster than
America.
than
We
California.
need to go back in time. We need to tell. We know what we gotta do. Get the baseball bats. Go back in time and tell Dwight D. Eisenhower to invest in high-speed rail.
He's like, high speed what?
High-speed rail. You can't do bang, bong, bong, bong.
All righty. All right. You look it up. We do need interstates, but I mean the way that the interstates were drawn up and the way they were done, we're paying the price for it because it wasn't done too well. It was done really quickly, haphazardly. They threw it right through. Not even the way that the Germans did it, because if you actually look how the German Autobahn was designed, it kind of flows.
Was originally to connect America City.
Yeah.
Because let's not forget the guy who wanted to do it was on the same convoy, the military convoy that tried to cross Highway 30 across America.
Yeah, we get the whole get the whole story, and we're not going to go through it there. But yeah, we did it the wrong way. That's the problem. The highway should have been done differently. Can we fix it? Sure, but it's going to take a lot of sweat. It's going to take a lot of tears, and it's going to be a lot of screaming, a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth.
We've already done too many scars on the interstate system that you really almost can't delete all the long ones from existence. But we can do is we can get rid of the useless ones and maybe make the ones that are busy, make them a little bit better, make them more transit friendly, put a stinking bus route right down the middle of it. Bus only road right down the middle, or a light rail line right down the middle of it.
Yeah.
Make it more public transit friendly.
Or should I could actually add a high-speed rail in the middle of the interstate.
Yeah, and I'm sure the DOT would love that.
At some point, guys. Alrighty, we're at the end of the stream over here, so we'll go ahead and cut it down for everybody. I thought this was gonna be shorter, but that game was it's like at this point it's like might as well just hang out here. The series is cooked. It's over for the Brewers at this point, unfortunately. Unless I don't know.
Womp, womp, womp.
I don't know. I've seen comebacks, but I mean, at this point, I mean, I don't know, but I'm not going to be the guy better until next year. It's like, look, you just,
hey,
I'm not waiting anymore.
You are a Minnesota Twins fan.
All right, let me go ahead and end this stream. I'm going to go console the wife. Hope you guys are all doing well, but yeah. A lot of work to do, and we'll be back next week. I don't know if it's going to be Tuesday or Thursday. This week was kind of a little bit of a wash too, but we're here. We're gonna make this every week. We're gonna do something. So at least we're getting there. All right, guys. Trains at the station. Thank you all for joining on board. We will see you all next time. Take care. Godspeed.
Bye.
Bye.